water. We take for granted our access to water. Yeah? Yes? Thank you. I need to feel you today, Bloomington. Okay, so we take for granted our access to water. And we take it for granted because we think that it's available for us all the time to drink, to use it for food, to use it to clean, and to help us bathe. So in a sense, you could say that water is our best friend, right? Yes. Thank you, Bloomington. So, but the thing is that we have a very complicated relationship with water. You see, we have this complicated history when we're talking about swimming and water safety. So when we think about swimmers, who comes to mind? Oh, wait, I heard it. Michael Phelps. I've met Diana Nyad, I will tell you that. But we do think about Diana Nyad, but we also think about this guy, Michael Phelps. We think about Lily King if we're here in Bloomington. But the thing is, when we think about these people, we think about someone who is gliding on top of the water, moving their arms, kicking their legs. But my question to you is, do we think about these swimmers? Do you know who these swimmers are? No. They're the swimmers who were first, second, and third place in the 2015 NCAA Division I Swimming Championships. 100-yard freestyle, first, second, and third place. And the reason that I'm telling you of the significance is that this is the first time in NCAA history that Simone Manuel, Leah Neal, and Natalie Hines, 3 Black women, were first, second, and third place. Maybe this is the image that we should be considering. Yes. Thank you. Because this is the image we should be considering. You see, swimming has a history. It's rooted in Africa. Did you know that, Bloomington? No. It was rooted in Africa. And in his 2018 text, Dr. Kevin Dawson's Undercurrents of Power, Aquatic Culture in the African Diaspora, it is he who takes us there. He shows us an illustration like this, an 1884 illustration of Dongla men taking British men across a body of water. You see, it is black bodies swimming and white bodies struggling. Let me say it again. It is black bodies swimming and white bodies struggling. You see, it is Dr. Kevin Dawson who also reminds us that it is the Europeans who tell us about African women who are described as ebony mermaids. You see, because it is he who says that they were swimming so, it is the Europeans who describe them as being so effortlessly swimming on top of the water and through the water so effectively and so efficiently. Maybe this is our history. Because let me tell you something, Bloomington. Let me tell you something. Before swimming was a competitive sport, before it was considered a leisure activity, it was an everyday activity in Africa. Just sit with that. And when we think about our swim story, we have to understand that our roots, our swimming roots, not only have they been forgotten from enslaved people 400 years ago coming to America through the transatlantic slave trade, there was a history there before, But we have forgotten about our relationship with water. We have forgotten about our best friend. You see, here in America, we are often reminded about this image, the one that was taken by Horace Court in 1964. This was taken in St. Augustine, Florida, during the St. Augustine movement. This is at the Monsoon Motor Lodge. And it is the lodge's manager who was pouring muriatic acid upon civil rights activists. This is a part of our story. Learning to swim is a human right, you see? And because it is a human right, and if you're unsure what a human right is, I'm gonna tell you what it is. But because it is a human right, we have to teach everyone to learn how to swim. You see, a human right is defined by the United Nations as not just as an opportunity, but also the protection for one's social and physical well-being, which means that what? Swimming is not just a mode of survival, but is a human right. Do you hear me, Bloomington? Yeah. So swimming is a what? Human right. Thank you. It also provides you an opportunity for personal and economic growth. As someone who was a collegiate swimmer and someone who swims now and someone who is a self-described mermaid, if you couldn't tell by the blue hair, it's really important that we take the initiatives to go ahead and stamp out the systemic and the systematic racism that we see in and around pool decks. We have to acknowledge the lack of diversity of people involved in aquatic activities. We have to rekindle our relationship with the water because water is our friend. Did you hear me? Yeah. Water is our friend. And most importantly, we need to remember what? Learning to swim is our human right. So thank you.
Join us and let us stop unnecessary drowning in Africa.
At Swimming One Day, we celebrate World Humanitarian Day, building a new generation of resilient African swimmers, no matter what.